A John and Rachel Romance Story, Episode 4. John was waiting for his aunt and uncle to arrive. He had come home earlier than usual today. He finally had to put his plan into action. He quickly finished his meal and headed straight to his room. He lay down on the bed, intending to take a short nap. As soon as he closed his eyes, Rachel's face appeared before him. He began to think about his next moves. First, he had to convince his parents. Then, he would need to get his aunt and uncle on board. When Rachel found out, she would definitely throw a huge emotional tantrum and try every trick in the book to say no. She might even succeed. But that's where her best friend David and her sister-in-law, Isabella, would come in. They would make a solid team. Isabella was Rachel's older sister. She had been married a year earlier to a guy who owned a famous factory in their neighborhood. John was lost in thought, having planned all his strategies. Suddenly, another thought came to his mind. What if he could somehow convince everyone to get married quickly? Then he could annoy her immensely and get all his revenge. The poor girl would not be able to do anything about it. A slightly mischievous smile spread across his face as he thought about it. Before he knew it, he was asleep, happily lost in his dream revenge. When John woke up, it was evening. It was almost time for the afternoon prayer. He jumped out of bed, quickly performed ablution, and as he did so, those same mischievous thoughts made him smile again. After finishing his prayers in his room, he went out and started looking for his mother. He found her sitting on the divan in the veranda. She was watching Rachel as she prayed. John greeted his mother warmly and sat down next to her. He immediately understood the situation. He remembered that his aunt had sternly told his mother to make sure Rachel prayed properly because she was quite lazy about it. A playful smile appeared on his face as he thought about it. When Rachel finished praying and turned around, the conversation widened. As soon as Rachel's eyes met his, he saw her smiling at him. She shot him a deadly glare that could have killed him. John turned to his mother and started talking casually. Rachel rolled up her prayer mat and was about to go inside when her voice stopped him. "Hey, can you make me a nice cup of tea?" John said in a sweet but mischievous tone. He knew how much Rachel hated doing things for him. Rachel stood there, her nose wrinkled, her lips twitching in annoyance. She looked a little irritated. Her mother saw Rachel's expression and smiled. She stood up and said affectionately, "Son, Rachel has an assignment to finish. She's already busy. I'll make you tea. Don't bother the poor girl." John quickly pulled his mother down by the hand and laughed. "No way, Mom. Why did you make her? Let this enemy of humanity move her hands and feet once. And the poor girl you're talking about, she'll be 20 next month." John's mother couldn't help but laugh at her son's words and Rachel's priceless reaction. She tried to scold her lightly, but John kept pestering her. Rachel, writhing in anger, stamped her feet and went inside to make tea. Just then, John's father returned from his evening walk. John stood respectfully, saluted, and sat back down. John's father pulled up a wooden chair and sat down comfortably. This was the perfect moment. John wasted no time. He directly expressed his desire to marry Rachel. The moment his parents heard this, pure joy lit up their faces. They immediately agreed and wholeheartedly supported his decision. To be honest, they had been thinking exactly this for a while. Meanwhile, Rachel came back briskly holding a cup of tea for John. Seeing her uncle, she slowed down, saluted respectfully, and handed the cup to John. John, his mother, and his father were all smiling at her. Rachel seemed a little confused and upset by his unusual behavior. She politely apologized and quickly went to her room to finish her work. She thought it was just her imagination. Back on the veranda, John's mother was talking excitedly about making Rachel his daughter-in-law. John took the first sip of the tea Rachel had made, and immediately spat it out into the flower bed in the garden in front of the veranda. The tea tasted like salt, a little chili powder and sugar all mixed together. John regretted asking her for tea at first. His mother laughed out loud when she realized what Rachel had done. John glared at her, poured the rest of the terrible tea on the plants, and walked inside with an empty cup in his hand, shaking his head. Dear friends, do you think Rachel would agree to marry John? Be sure to share your opinion by liking, sharing the video, and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video with the next episode. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.